Welcome back for day 13. Unlucky for some, not for me. I got an extra patty in my McDonald's burger. So it was a good day for me. So I want to talk to you on day 13 about food preservation. When we are growing our food, it's very easy to be at the allotment, working our butts off, getting back with our harvest, sitting down, having a cuppa, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, because it is exhausting work at the allotment. So you'll pop it all in the fridge or leave it on the side in the cupboard, and before you know it, you've forgotten it's there and it's gone, and you end up having to throw stuff in the bin. Or you do a harvest and you've got no food prep organised. I've harvested my tomatoes and I'm not doing anything this week that is tomato based. I'll stick them in the fridge and then they've gone off. So there are ways of harvesting and preserving your food without it taking too much effort. There are also things you can do to help with cost, to help with food preservation and storage that doesn't actually require you to harvest anything at all from your garden or from your allotment. This is the prime example. I have picked up this week 3 of these. So they are the plum tomato variety for 41 pence. For less than £1.50, I have got these tomatoes. Now, I am not doing anything tomato based. So I'm thinking, well, I'm in the supermarket, well, I've got nothing on the menu that would require for me to use these, so I won't pick them up. Wrong. What you do with these is the following. So you've been to the supermarket, you've picked up your reduced tomatoes, you've not got anything on the menu that requires you to use them, but what a good bargain that is. You can't leave them on the shelf for that. You come home, you grab yourself a food storage bag, and then all you do is you pop your tomatoes in your food storage bag. So they're all in there. Okay. Depending on your food storage bag sizes, depends on how many you can get in each bag. Obviously, goes without saying, right? And then just pop the rest in. Okay. So I could probably, if I wanted to, put the rest in. So what I'm going to do is semi-seal it. So I say all the way apart from 1 inch, and then get all that air out of there. If you have a vacuum sealer and bags, that is perfect for this. I don't have that just yet. It's on my list. So you've got all your tomatoes in there. All you have to do is put them in the freezer. So you write what they are, what type they are, when you purchase them, and you put them in the freezer. So in a couple of weeks time or 2 months time, you're like, right, okay, I want to do some cooking of some pasta or some curries. Fresh tomatoes in the freezer. You get them out the night before, let them defrost. You'll get lots of juices and things like that in here as well. But because these ones are plum tomatoes, they'll stay okay. I also use salad tomatoes in tomato making. You get more liquid, but that's fine because you can strain any excess liquid out. And to grow the amount of tomatoes you would need to grow to supply yourself for a whole year, you'd need around 40 to 50 tomato plants. And I don't think any of us have got that kind of space in our plot or in our garden for that. So even though you're growing produce that you want to use for processing, still look in the supermarket to see if there's any reduced ones, and you can add that to your own and to bulk it out. So I would put these in the freezer. So an example for a recipe of these once they've been frozen is I would take them out, let them thaw, and then I'd put them in an oven dish with lots of different seasonings, whack them in the oven, roast them, blitz them up, add them to a soup, add them as a risotto stock. You can then add it to curries, any kind of pasta sauces, fajitas, any Mexican dish, and you've got yourself a big batch of tomatoes, and that are healthy, are not full of sugar, like the jars you get at the supermarket. That is a great tip. If you want to roast them first, you can, but I find then once you've frozen them, it does take away a little bit of the flavour because then all the water comes out after. So I would say roast them after. That's one of the things you can do. Again, there's always corn in the reduced section of most supermarkets. So these are the little ones, and my little boy likes these. All I do is I pressure cook them for 1 minute wrap them in foil, and then they go straight in the freezer, and then I can pull out one at a time when he needs them. So this is 2 months worth, and these cost me 32p each. So last but not least, I went into Aldi this week and I've managed to get some of their 75% off stickers. That doesn't happen too often, so when it does, grab yourself a bargain. So I have got these, including, so I have got all of these strawberries and raspberries for 75% off. So what I'm going to do with these is, because I didn't grow enough strawberries this year and I didn't grow raspberries this year, that's for hopefully next year's harvest. And strawberry and raspberry jam is one of my absolute favourites. So all I need to go with this is a bag of jam sugar, or you can use pectin if you want to use pectin. I like to use jam sugar. I get that from Sainsbury's. It's quite a good price as well. And then I add a little bit of lemon juice to all of this. And then I'm hoping to get 2 jars of jam. I'll do 1 jar which will be processed down into a jelly for anyone in my family who don't like the bits. I love the bits. I love everything in mine. I don't like to get rid of anything because I think of the goodness and all the value of the nutrition that's in all the bits. So I will make jams with this. So all of this for 75% off. You cannot go wrong. And the other thing you can do, if you have any eggs that are going to be going off in the short term, and you know I'm never going to eat those eggs, never throw them away. Not only can you freeze them, drop them into ice cube trays and freeze them, and then get them out when you need them. But if you grab yourself some malt vinegar, this is only 65p a bottle. All you need to do is heat up your vinegar, add any of the herbs and seasonings. I like to add black peppercorns and bay leaves and things like that to mine, and then boil your eggs up, pop them in a jar. Once you've stuffed your jar full of eggs, then add the vinegar on top of that. That's what you can do with leftover eggs. And my last top tip about food and saving money is, at the moment it's costing an absolute fortune. It's the real massive trend this year to have your dippy cheese with all the chorizo on top, or the garlic on top, and all the bits and pieces. I mean, they are really expensive this year compared to last year. It's the in thing for this year, as you can tell. And I'm not paying that kind of money. So just get a bog standard basic camembert cheese. Pick yourself up a chorizo. These are usually around £2.30. I will only use half of this chorizo. Then all you do is, when you've popped your camembert out, make a circle around the top, take that top layer of skin off, add your chorizo, add any garlic or thyme or any other herbs that you want on there. Then take it out. Put a liner of foil in there, because sometimes these leak. So the foil will help. Pop your cheese back in, pop it in the oven, and you've got your own one for less than £5. So my biggest tip is, look after your food, preserve your food. It's very, very precious. Whether you've grown it yourself or picked it up from the supermarket, food is precious. Don't waste food. There's always something you can do. And if you're ever at the point where you're like, oh, I've got this and this, I just don't know what to make, Google it. Just Google it. Or if all else fails, do what I do and make a tray bake. Shove it all on the tray with a bit of olive oil, whatever herbs you've got, whatever seasoning that you like to have, whack it in the oven. You have yourself a meal right there. I will see you tomorrow for day 14. Have a good one.